Aloha everybody, what is really good? Today is Monday, July 8th, 2019, and we got another RuneScape update for y'all. Today we see the release of the Land Out of Time finally, so without any further ado, let's jump right into the video, let's go!
Cats is the illest. What you talking about, Willis?
Alright guys, the Land Out of Time is finally here. Now you do not need to have completed the recent Desperate Times quest to start, although it does help with some backstory to the area. But anyways, in order to get here, you either want to head to the boat at the dig site or just talk to one of the royal messengers hanging out at any one of the lodestones. It's important to note that the Land Out of Time is accessible only to members' accounts. With this update, there's a plethora of micro updates associated with it. First and foremost, we have the Big Game Hunter. It's a whole new way to train this skill, spanning over level 75 to 96. As well as requiring some Slayer levels from 55 to 76. It focuses on the 9 sizable dinosaurs who are simply too big to outright confront. So in order to tame these beasts, you're going to have to collect resources and set treacherous traps. Stay out of sight and always think one move ahead. The intention with this update is to look at some of the varied mechanics you'd normally see in things like boss fights and introduce them to non-boss encounters. Not only can you expect to see large chunks of XP for Hunter, but also drops similar to bossing. Skinning your catches will allow you to harvest resources to craft new gear, including 75 range armor, and a new maul, which is the melee equivalent of the Hex Hunter bow. It's important to note that alongside this update is the large plethora of Hunter updates that I talked about in my previous video a few weeks back, modernizing that, and we'll actually recap it in the patch notes section of this video. Moving on, there is a large training area for agility. More specifically, there's an island-wide agility course. This circles the entire island, takes about 7 minutes to get across the whole thing. Not only is it built for convenience, but it's also a great way to train the skill itself. Taking advantage of this agility course offers new loot, including new ability codexes that unlock 2 charges for the new abilities Double Surge and Double Escape. To access the first section of the course, you'll need 30 agility, but for the full course, you'll need 85. Moving on to Slayer, they have added 8 new Slayer creatures spanning from 90 to 114. There are both dinosaurs and some plant-based foes for you to fight. And being that there are some plants, it means that some skilled farmers out there will have the opportunity to grow their own Slayer mobs. There's also a new task type that gives you more freedom than ever before, as well as a new Slayer Master, Laniakea. In order to accept Slayer tasks from this Slayer Master, you will need 90 Slayer and 120 Combat. Now, one of the main features here on the Land Out of the Time is the base camp. This is going to be your main central hub. Players will have a chance to maintain and upgrade it in the same way they would with player-owned ports or player-owned farm. Once up and running, there's an opportunity to construct 7 different buildings. Doing so will offer perks that will not only help you on the island, but also help you throughout all of Gielinor. Next up, we have totems. While traversing through the Land Out of Time, you may find some mysterious fragments. You're going to want to hold on to these and build the various different totems. They will offer you game-wide benefits and effects themed around time saving. For example, one of them reduces all cooldowns of your auras by 15%. Now, there are 7 different types of totems to build, and you can have up to 3 at any one given time. If you want to keep on enjoying those perks, you have to maintain your totems, but you will get a sprinkling of divination XP for your efforts. Next up, we have a new Herblore-based D&D. This is a weekly D&D offering you Herblore XP, as well as other assorted rewards, such as a herb bag that stores grimy herbs. That's not all. There's plenty of nooks and crannies and secrets to discover in the Land Out of Time. Among them, new overgrown idols for woodcutting, some mining locations, and additional hunter spots and fishing locations. And that pretty much sums up the Land Out of Time. Head on over there, like I said, the boats at the dig site or any one of the NPCs at the lodestones. Looking forward to seeing you guys there. That being said, we're going to shift over to the patch notes and see exactly what's been changed over there. So let's go ahead and check it out. Alright guys, so like I said, we're going to quickly cover some of the biggest changes with the Hunter modernization. I have covered this in a video previously, so I'm just going to go over the gist of it as well as the most notable parts. So the Octui stick has been lowered to 2% XP boost, but its ability to catch extra sprites increased to 20%, and it can be worn when barehanded catching butterflies. With this update, the Elite Trapper outfit, that is the Hunter Elite outfit, has been added to the game through normal gameplay. Level 70, you'll start earning fragments for that. Hunter Skill Cape perk has been updated. When activated, any traps placed directly afterwards will be instantly set up. Going forward, 2 traps can now be laid at level 1, 3 at level 30, and 4 and 5 will remain at 60 and 80. Players now walk over shaking traps before picking them up, and the left click option for any fallen traps is now lay rather than take. Moving on to butterflies, the click box has been increased, as well as the physical size, making them easier to see. Also, when you successfully catch a butterfly, there's a high chance that you will release it and automatically start catching it again, similar to Priff thieving. For salamanders, they've increased the tree click box, and they now have a release option. More black salamanders have been added to the wilderness, and a new high-level yellow salamander has been added to the game. A couple of changes to herblore habitat, like Jadinkos can now pass through players. Juju Hunter potions can stack to 30 minutes or 36 with incense sticks. The southern region has had some of its foliage removed to make training down there actually rival the northern location. Wilted plants have a rebuild option similar to box traps, and the herb seed drop rate has been increased. For falconry, all the kebit spawns have been rearranged to make them better to catch, and they've added 4 more dashing kebits. And finally, moving on to some standard patches, for account security week, players will be awarded an extra key if they have an active or pending bank pin, and another for an active authenticator. And finally, they've fixed a typo with the Reaper Crew achievement, which mentioned 200 armor instead of 20 armor. That's it for your patch notes. Links to everything discussed in this video will be down in the description below, so head on over there to go ahead and check it out. With that, I'm gonna wrap up the video. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you're not subscribed and you want to stay up to date on all things RuneScape related, hit that subscribe button. Anyways, I appreciate you watching. I'm out. Peace.